Let me tell you something. Manifesting financial abundance is not just about working hard, because if it were, there would be so many wealthy people out there. In reality, so much of it is mindset. The thing is that wealthy people think differently. They view money very differently, and their relationship to money and abundance is drastically different. So in this video, I'm going to share the most important mindset shifts to manifest financial abundance that I'm so glad I know now, but I wish I knew sooner. Hey friend, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jillz and I help women step into their power, tap into their divine feminine, and become their best self, live their dream life. So if that's something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. And in case you want more from me besides just my YouTube videos, you can check out my deep dive feminine energy course or any of my other digital products like my best-selling Notion templates. They are all linked down below. Okay, so the purpose of this video is to help you understand the mindset behind manifesting abundance and how to channel that rich girl energy right here, right now, so you can start attracting that into your reality. Of course, mindset is not the only thing responsible for attracting abundance, but it is a huge part. And if you don't have the right mindset, then it doesn't matter how much other stuff you do, you're still always gonna have that feeling of lack. So let's talk about 7 super important mindset shifts or hacks to start attracting abundance into your life. Because remember, feeling abundant creates abundance. And when you feel abundant, that's when you start naturally taking the inspired action to turn that into reality. So the first thing, before we talk about anything else, this is important, okay? We need to talk about something that is so crucial. And if you don't understand this, then you will always be in that perpetual state of scarcity and lack. And that is, wealth is never lost. It's just exchanged. When you spend money, for example, when you're buying groceries, you exchange that form of abundance of money into the form of abundance that is meals and sustenance and nutrition. When you pay for gas in your car, you're not losing anything. You're exchanging one form of abundance into another. Now you're free to drive anywhere that you want to go and have all of this independence. That abundance is never lost, it's just transferred. And the main reason that people start to dip into that scarcity mindset is because they're not able to see it. When you spend money, yes, that money is technically gone, but that abundance is still circulating. Currency is a current, and currents are always moving. That abundance is always circulating. Paying for someone to clean your home every 2 weeks, the abundance that you receive from that is a beautiful, clean, tidy home, and you get some of your time back. Wealth is more than money. Wealth is all around you. It's the cute pair of shoes in your closet. It's the food in your fridge, or the roof over your head, or your favorite little lipstick in your favorite little purse, or it's the family in your home, or the friends at your dinner table. To manifest financial abundance, you need to first start operating from an abundant place. Money does not create abundance. Abundance creates money. A lot of times we forget how abundant we already are. Like, we can just walk into a grocery store and pick up bananas and berries and bread and pasta sauce and meat and eggs and fish, and we're in and out in 15 minutes, and that's so normal to us. But we forget how much work it would truly be to like hunt and gather and do everything ourselves. That would be more than a full-time job. And I know grocery prices, at least in the US, have gone up quite a bit, but being able to just walk in and easily get whatever you want, that is abundance. We will only ever spend money on something if we deem it as valuable. If we truly didn't think that groceries were worth it, then we wouldn't buy it. Like, for example, if all of a sudden groceries cost like $25,000 a month, I can pretty much guarantee you there's at least gonna be some people who are like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna start learning to grow my own food. I'm gonna live off the land. I'm gonna start making sourdough. So you are always exchanging one form of abundance into another. There is no scarcity. So I want you to think about this. Every time you have to buy something, whatever it is, whether you need to buy groceries, or you need to pay your rent, or you need to pay your bills, or you wanna buy something fun like a cute sweater or a plane ticket to Hawaii, do not purchase your item, do not hand over your card or press order on the computer until you can get into a state of abundance. You need to put yourself into a state first where you can feel gratitude for that exchange. Even when you're just paying your electricity bill, it's like, thank you for the electricity that I've had for this past month. The first thing that I had to realize in my abundance journey, my rich girl journey, was that I was already abundant. A rich girl does not come from scarcity. It comes from abundance and gratitude. Wealth is already all around us. We just have to notice it. And even if somehow through all the scarcity you end up becoming financially successful, the truth is that it doesn't really matter because you'll never truly feel wealthy anyways. That scarcity will still be there. Maybe you'll have money, but you'll be terrified of losing it, or you'll be scared to spend any of it. Abundance is what brings wealth. So now that we've covered that, it's time to uncover your own unconscious money beliefs that are keeping you from a richer life. If you have been struggling financially for a while, then it's very, very likely that you have some sort of money blocks or limiting beliefs that are keeping you in lack and subconsciously pushing wealth away. Be honest with yourself. Have you ever had any of these beliefs about money? There's never enough money. Making money is hard. Money is limited in this world. It's scarce. And if I get some, that means that I'm taking it away from somebody else. Or money only comes through struggle. Or rich people are rude. Only bad people have money. Money is the root of all evil, or money is for greedy people. Wanting money is selfish. How will my friends and my family see me differently if I were to have money? Or more money means more problems. Or managing money is stressful. These beliefs are self-imposed limitations. They are limiting what is possible for you and the reality that you get to experience. Think about it. If your subconscious believes that people with money are rude and greedy and not very good people, why would your subconscious mind want you to have that? Because if you were to have money, that would mean you are rude, that you are greedy, that you are a bad person. It would mean I don't want to be a bad person, so that means that I have to stay in lack. Or if you believe money is hard to come by, maybe that was your experience in the past or when you were younger and growing up. But if you choose to keep believing that, then what kind of experience do you think you're gonna have going forward with money? Because our mind is always trying to prove our subconscious beliefs true. For me personally, I really only had one limiting belief when it came to money, that managing money was stressful, and that if I had more money, that would mean more responsibility. I'd have to figure out what to do with it. I'd have to really stay on top of my finances. I'd have to manage it. I'd have to make sure I'm putting it into the right places. And in my 20s, I honestly just didn't really want to deal with it. So I subconsciously pushed it away, problem solved, right? But once I realized I had this belief and that it was keeping me stuck and keeping me in lack, I realized I needed to change this. And the simple little thing that I did was, instead of seeing the idea of managing money as stressful, I simply decided that it got to be fun, that it got to be this exciting thing. Like, OMG, I'll have to find an accountant, or, oh, I'll have to learn how to invest my money. This will be fun. In order to clear your money blocks, you'll need to clear your limiting beliefs. And maybe at first when you try to change these beliefs, it'll feel fake to you. But beliefs are just thoughts that we choose to think over and over again. When you repeatedly keep telling yourself a new money story, a more positive money story, at first it might feel weird, but eventually they will get more ingrained in there, and eventually you'll start to see evidence to prove those new beliefs true. And eventually they'll start to solidify in that noggin. If you want to have that rich girl energy, then those beliefs need to shift to: the universe is abundant, I am a money magnet, there is always enough, or I deserve money. Money can be easy. Money is so fun to manage. Or I love money and money loves me. Making money can feel fun and effortless. Rude, greedy people can be anywhere. It doesn't have anything to do with money. Or I can be wealthy and a good person. And money just amplifies my energy. So since I'm a good person, money just amplifies that, and I'm able to do more good in the world. Breaking these bad beliefs can be simple. Don't overcomplicate it. If you keep telling yourself a new positive money story repeatedly, and you stay in the energy of abundance and gratitude, then those two things right there, that will shift your money reality entirely. Now, real quick, if you're trying to save for something or monitor your expenses, like even all the little subscriptions, and just make sure everything is in order, well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. So one thing is you can use Rocket Money to cancel unwanted subscriptions. This is a cool little feature of the app, and it'll identify all of your recurring charges and can actually cancel unwanted subscriptions for you. You can even cancel directly from the app with just a couple of taps. You don't even have to deal with any customer service. You can also use Rocket Money to set budgets and analyze spending. So basically you can set your own budgets depending on your lifestyle, and then it'll automatically monitor your spending by category just to make it really easy to see everything. And you can even get notifications when you've exceeded your limits. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when they use all the premium features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. To save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Jillz or click the link in the description to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/Jillz to get started for free. Now the next hack is if you start treating yourself like a rich person, it will come back around to you. Eventually, that will become real. So what I mean is that you need to start doing things that make you feel rich. Thinking like a rich person, acting like a rich person, within reason, of course. I'm not saying to go impulse buy that Range Rover. So one thing that I started doing was that I started just taking care of my stuff and the things that I already had. So I started, for the first time, I started taking my car regularly to the car wash to get cleaned. And I cleaned out the inside regularly, make sure it was all organized. And I have kept that car in pristine condition because to me, that feels rich. When you're driving a messy car that's covered in dirt, you just don't feel as rich. Same thing with like if one of my shoes was falling apart or like lacking its luster, I would take it to the shoe repair. I would get it fixed, make it nice again. I was really focused on not getting more and buying more, but just keeping everything that I already had pristine. And when I did need to buy new items, like for example, last winter, I really needed a good coat. All my coats were so old and from when I lived in California, which in California, you don't really need that good of coats because it doesn't get that cold. But where I live now in Nashville, we actually have a winter. So anyway, I told myself that I was gonna buy one nice winter coat. It was gonna be classic, it was gonna be comfortable, not itchy, but warm. It was gonna go with everything. And I found the best coat, and it was more expensive than any other coat I've ever bought before. And I was a little bit uncomfortable with that. But to me, I was like, if I was a rich person, I would not buy low quality stuff. Like I would invest in higher quality things that last me longer. So I just purchased the coat, and that coat put me in a whole different energy. And that coat will last me at least like 10 years. Another way I started acting, feeling, thinking rich is that I really started valuing my time. I saw time as my most valuable resource, and I became a lot more open to delegating and outsourcing things when I could, where I could, and not being so against it and so hesitant to do so. Like you have to get into the mind of a rich person. They value their time. They 100% believe that they are deserving of nice things, that they are deserving of nice experiences. When I wore that nice coat, I wouldn't let myself think, oh, this was more money. Maybe I shouldn't have got this, and like feeling guilty and feeling bad about it. I would just think, yes, this is mine. I'm deserving of this. It feels good to wear. This is the type of person that I am. And even before we had our home, which I love, one thing that I always did was that I would go walk around in wealthy neighborhoods and just drive through wealthy neighborhoods. And like I would put my dogs in the car and I'd drive to like a really beautiful, amazing neighborhood, just park somewhere on the street, take my dogs for like a 30-minute walk and admire the beautiful houses and the beautiful lawns, and then go back to the car, put them back in the car and drive home. But it just put me into the energy of wealth. When it comes down to it, it's really just changing your self-concept into that of a wealthy person. Because whatever we believe about ourselves is what we will make true. I'm not saying you need to spend like a wealthy person and like throw your money around irresponsibly, but what are the little things that you can do to get yourself into that rich energy? How do they think? How do they act? How do they take care of their things? How do they view themselves and what they're capable of? What are their beliefs about money? How can you tap into that energy now? Now, with that same sort of thinking though, about getting into the energy of wealth, I want to share a quick story, something one of my friends taught me. So we have this friend and he loves cars, obsessed with cars. And like 5 or 6 years ago, I asked him about his car because he had a pretty nice car for where we were at in our lives. And I was kind of asking him like, isn't that kind of a lot? Like, how do you do that? And he said something that really stuck with me and I will never forget it. He said, when I get in that car and I drive to work every single morning, I feel unstoppable. I show up as a different person. And what he was basically saying is that he didn't purchase that specific car just because, you know, it fit this really good budget and because it had really good gas mileage and it was really, really reliable and it was the practical option. Now, he wasn't overextending, but he was indulging a bit because he knew for him specifically, having a nice car transforms his energy. He didn't have nice fancy clothes. He didn't have like a big amazing house. He didn't go on these expensive lavish trips, but he did have a nice car, because to him, and him specifically, that car put him into the energy of his highest self. So he showed up as the abundant, unstoppable version of him. And this was a wake-up call for me. 5 years later, he is now incredibly financially successful, entirely self-made, and has a garage of fancy cars. He manifested the reality he wanted. So what puts you into the energy of your highest self? What makes you feel abundant? How can you indulge in small strategic ways to get into that frequency of wealth? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I realized like 2 years ago that I still had my old wallet from I think when I was in college. And it was just, old and dirty, and I didn't like it. It wasn't cute to me anymore. It just wasn't me anymore. And it didn't make me feel abundant. And so I realized that I needed a new wallet. And I decided to indulge a bit in a very nice, classy, luxurious wallet. And then so every time I went to pay, every time I went to take out my card, I would open this beautiful, luxurious wallet and I would feel abundant. And I just felt so good carrying around this nice, classy wallet. It shifted my energy. It leveled up the way that I viewed myself. And in feng shui, the wallet is very important when it comes to attracting money into your life. And so they say in feng shui, if you want to attract money into your life and be rich, then you need to make sure that your wallet is always clean and tidy. So specifically indulging in a nice wallet, it was like symbolism for me. Or maybe this could be indulging in a luxurious, expensive perfume so that when you spray it every single day, you just automatically feel like your best self and you just transform into that rich girl version of you. How you feel is what you manifest. And I'm not saying to be irresponsible with your finances or spend money on things that you can't afford. But if you can indulge in a little something that helps put you into your best energy, your most abundant energy, you will get way more value from that thing than you realize. Now, the next mindset shift you need to make if you want to manifest financial abundance is you simply need to open yourself up to the possibility that you could actually be wealthy, the possibility that you could actually have nice things, that you could experience wonderful things. If you're always seeing yourself as like different or other than, wealthy people, then you will never get there because you're always creating that distance and separation. Wealthy people are normal people too. They are no different. Yes, there are a lot of people who struggle financially, but there are also a lot of people that don't. And the people that don't are no different from you. There are plenty of people who don't even look at the prices of the things they're buying. There are plenty of people who make in a month what you dream of making in a year. There are lots of them out there. That reality is real. And if you see struggling financially as like the norm, that's just how everyone is. That's how everyone exists through life. And the rich people are like the other, almost like a whole separate reality, then you close yourself off to that possibility. This is just another self-imposed limitation. What you're saying is, I am not that. That is not possible for me. It's not real. But what if you started seeing it as possible for you? What if you started seeing, $10,000 a month as not that much money? When you start seeing and feeling like, oh wait, this could actually be possible for me. Oh wait, if this person can live like this, why can't I? Oh, if she can make that much money a month, why can't I? This is the test, and let me ask you something. When you see a wealthy person living their life, whether it's in real life or even just on the internet, does it make you feel bitter or angry or like very separate from them? Or does it excite you? Does it inspire you? Does it give you the feeling like, oh, if she has that, that means I can have it too? Once I started living my life from an abundant place, thinking, oh, wow, if that can exist for someone in their reality, it can exist in mine too. Then a whole lot more of the reality I wanted started coming into my life. You just have to simply open yourself up to the possibility that you could be that type of person. It is actually real for a lot of people, and you are no different than them. And this brings me to my next point. When you see things you want, when you see things you admire, let's just take a surface level example. Let's say that you're driving on the highway and you see this beautiful, luxurious car, and you think, oh man, that's pretty. I want that one day. You can play with that desire. See, you can approach desire in two different ways. The first way is, oh, I want that. Ugh, and I don't have it. Must be nice for her. And then two, the other way is, wow, that's so luxurious. I can just imagine how good it feels to sit in the driver's seat of that car. I want that, and I'm gonna have that one day. Like the act of desiring that thing itself brings you pleasure, not pain. When you see things you want that maybe aren't able to be a part of your life right now, like take for example that fancy car, play with that desire. Let it excite you. Indulge in the idea of having it. Imagine what it would feel like to have it. Let me give you an example. Something that I used to do all the time, and honestly I still do sometimes because it's just fun. Even though that I knew that I was not going to be buying anything at all, I would still walk into stores like Chanel and Celine and like, the fancy side of Nordstrom's where they have like the designer stuff, those types of places, and just have fun. I would just browse and admire all of the beautiful pieces, and I would talk to the salespeople, and I would even try some stuff on. And again, I knew that I would not be buying anything. It would be financially irresponsible for me to have done so. But I went in just to have fun, just to play with desire, just to get into the feeling of abundance and luxury. And then I would happily walk out of that store with nothing. I didn't even care. I just had so much fun going into these stores and experiencing a moment of luxury and feeling what it would feel like to actually shop for something like that. It's almost like getting your subconscious mind and your nervous system familiar with these experiences. We attract what we feel, and we attract into our external reality by what's going on in our internal reality. Remember, abundance comes from feeling abundant. So instead of being, oh, I can't have that, shift it to, oh, but what would it be like if I could? And lastly, I'm gonna make this one real quick. If you wanna bring more financial wealth into your life, become skilled at earning, not saving. Now, obviously saving is not bad. Saving is important. I'm not saying that you should just spend everything, but no one ideally wants to live from a tight budget the rest of their life. And you can only save so much, but there is a lot that you can earn. Earning is potentially infinite, right? Who do you think is gonna become wealthier? Someone who dedicates all their time, energy, and focus to clipping coupons and finding the best sales and learning how to save and figuring out where in your budget you can spend less. Or someone who dedicates all that same time, energy, and focus towards earning, towards developing their skill sets, towards investing in themselves, towards learning. Saving is great, especially for short-term goals, but earning is how you attract long-term wealth. Earners have an abundance mindset. I can always make more. Now, if you are interested in learning how to earn more or build your own business, I highly recommend you check out this video, how to build your dream business in your feminine energy. I give you all my tips for building a business, but still staying in that like soft girl vibe. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here and staying until the very end, and I will see you over there, or I'll just see you next time in my next video. Bye.